Well, you just never. Oh, come on.
I'll just give it a second.
Yeah.
We did the thing.
Yeah.
Remember?
Oh, what are you doing? Jesus.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, discs and frisbees, welcome back
Hey,
to the
trademarked.
podcast.
Trademarked. Can't use that one.
Frisbees and discs.
Can't use frisbees.
Frisbees. Welcome back to the podcast.
Now we gotta pay Whammo 3 times.
Shoot. What is it? 2 cents a word?
Probably, if that.
We'll be fine. We're back.
Yeah, we're back in the shop.
Back home.
Yeah.
Back where it feels right. I'm normally
Back to where
over
it's
there.
snowing.
I'm normally over there.
You are normally over there, but it's
That's
fine.
okay today.
We're doing things a little differently.
Yes. How are you feeling? We're back from Hawaii. Your parents are gone.
I'm exhausted.
I bet.
spending a lot of time traveling and then having my parents in town, so spending a lot of time with them, which is always great.
Yeah.
And they're down in Zion now, which they're going to be having fun in the rain down there.
Yeah.
Happy to be back home. Still job hunting. If anybody's looking to hire me, I could do everything.
Yeah.
Pay me.
Pay him.
The interviewing's been weird. It's been a while since I've had to talk about all my stuff, so that's been quite weird for me getting back into doing that, but I'll take it.
Not bad.
Maybe we'll hear back from the UDisc job.
Did you apply?
I did.
I did not because
No.
I'm just not qualified in tech, unfortunately.
I'm not qualified for it either, but
More than
I'm not
I am.
qualified for most of the things I put in for.
Yeah. Well, hey, you got to experiment somewhere, you know. Someone's always hiring.
Yeah. Somebody. Hey, if UDisc calls me. Oh God. Pay no attention to the spilling of water. It's okay.
If you just called, what's happening?
They'll probably be like, "What do you know about UDisc?"
I use it every day.
And then they'll look up and see that I'm no longer a premium subscriber.
You better pay for that before they call you back.
It's like, no, I'm getting that for free from you guys, right? I don't need to worry about it.
Yeah,
I just use Ian's.
that's true.
Just make you do all the rounds.
I know. I do all the rounds.
Yeah, do.
Dude. We're back from Hawaii.
Yes.
What was Hawaii like? It was
fun.
insane.
We were active. We were very active. Running was nice.
Yeah.
Throwing frisbees was weird.
Yep.
They
fly.
they flip a lot.
They flip a lot and they go far.
Yeah.
Like up here, like
The putts glide.
the putts. Yeah.
My putting stroke's so screwed up from playing at sea level.
Yeah. Mine
Is-
was all over the place today.
Yeah.
Sunday, played Sunday school. That went really well. We'll jump to that in a second because I want to talk about some Utah leagues. But yeah, I feel like the only time during the day that we weren't just like sitting around and chilling for more than like 10 or 15 minutes at a time, like all three of us, was like that final day when we're all packed up and just like me and you are dead. Jack's doing whatever Jack was doing, you know. So
We went for a run, and then I tried to go surfing, and then we went snorkeling,
yeah.
and it's like 3 hours of just pure
Yeah.
activity.
Oh, it
And
was
it's like
in-
we got to get on a plane now.
Yeah.
It's like I was hoping it would put me out.
Yeah.
Did not sleep at all.
My foot was bugging me for a while. It still is.
Yeah.
Getting better, but still is bugging me a little bit. Yeah, that whole trip was just so fun.
It was.
So fun.
Playing disc golf out there was fun. Just because you're on the beach doesn't mean you can play barefoot. Learned that the hard way. whatever I kept stepping in, those little like thistly
Yeah, those
Like-
I
spine like
got a few in my calf that one day.
yeah. I got some on my forearm when we were hunting through the bushes at the golf course that we played
Yeah.
at. I got them like I could see them like hairs, kind of just stuck in my arm, and it was like, ow.
Yeah.
Not something you disc golfers normally deal with.
No, we like our grass, don't we?
Yeah.
Speaking of grass, when are they cutting the grass? at
Yeah. Somebody
Creekside?
needs to go cut the grass at Creekside.
Especially on like the back side of the course.
Things like 1.5 feet tall right now.
Yeah, because what's gonna happen is it's gonna overgrow, cut it, and then it's gonna die for the rest of the year if they
Yeah.
don't cut it in the next week.
Well, no, they got the irrigation system out there now.
Yeah, that is true.
You should be able to keep it alive.
Let's hope.
We'll see though.
We'll see. Okay, so we have a few things to talk about. Obviously, Champions Cup, President's Cup, the Kristen whole thingy. We're going to talk about Holland Hanley and her post like a week ago now. I'll explain that one.
All right.
And then starting us off, we're going to talk about a new set of leagues starting in Utah. So, Elevate Utah, they do leagues throughout the state every day except Sunday right now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's an 8-week league. So, it just started, all of them just started this week. Monday is Creekside. It's the Steel Eagle. Tuesday is Midnight Riders at Dragonfly. Wednesday we have 2. We have Lone Wolf at Dow James, and then City Heat at River Bottoms. I'm actually kind of excited to go play River Bottoms again. Thursday is Wild Force at Valley. I don't know where Valley is. I think that might be...
T-ville.
Is that T-ville?
Valley Regional.
Thank you, Jacob. Jacob coming in handy. Terminal Zone at Beacon. Afterburn at Art Die. And then Dead Outside presents the Monster of Beacon Hill. So Thursday and Friday, go play Beacon Hill. And then Saturday, Flow State at the Wasatch Wonder. No fort on this set. And I think that's just because we're going to have more tournaments up there.
Well, it's also melt season at the fort.
Yeah.
Remember what happened last spring?
Yep.
Underwater for 2 months.
Yep.
And we weren't necessarily below average on snow totals this year. I mean, we just got 8 inches of snow last night up in the mountains.
Yeah.
So they're definitely, and probably 2 inches of rain down here in the valley.
Yeah. Creekside is still pretty swampy in places.
Yeah.
Like, you can't do the 2 to 3 walk that they put in.
Yeah. So we've been getting a lot of water, so it doesn't surprise me that they're like, hey, we got to prepare for potential flooding again, because that is just a floodplain.
It is. And then Tunnel Runners is obviously doing Sunday school. I went and played that this past week. I want to see if I can pull that up real quick. I'll just do it on my phone because it's easier. If you guys, I'm sure most of you know Tunnel Runners and Sunday school. Tea time is at 10 a.m. at Roots. Be there at 9:50 at the latest for sign-in. It's the latest they'll let you sign in.
I thought it was 8:50. Is it 9:50 now?
9:50. I think they're going to move to 9 soon, but they're still at their
Changes
10
in the
o'clock.
winter time.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They're
Play
so-
earlier in the winter.
Usually
Later.
Actually. So this
No.
is the earliest it typically is.
Yeah,
Why did I always think it was 8:50 at the latest at some point?
because it's 9 o'clock, but they're still
Yeah,
teeing
9
off
o'clock
at 10.
tea time.
Yeah, they're teeing off at 10 still right now.
Oh, so we're
Yeah.
still on the winter schedule.
Yes.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So let's talk Sunday school.
What are we talking?
We're just gonna talk Sunday school real quick. So Ian shot his best ever round at Sunday school. Well, maybe not best ever, but
You don't know it. It's not a sanctioned event.
it's not a sanctioned event. But you just kept me rated at 216. I shot 5 under with 8 birdies.
Nice.
And 2 of my bogeys were in what we would consider like the par 4 positions.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm starting to change my mind on this.
I would say 9 or 8 is a
9.
tough par 3.
Is it in the long, or
It's
is
in the
it?
long right, like the alternate for 10.
Yeah, because like you can make it past that bathroom.
Yes, it's just hard.
Yeah, so it is birdieable for you now.
Mm-hmm.
However, like that long pin that's like 500 feet that's next to 10 Steve had,
Yeah,
that I would say is not.
that's a par 4.
That's a 4.
But
But like, same thing with hole 11.
11
where
in
if
the
it's
deep,
in-
deep left.
Deep left, yeah,
Yeah.
that would be a 4.
That's
But like the just around the corner of the straight pin, like you can get there.
yeah, it's a tough
Like,
3.
Yeah,
It's a work for your birdie
Yeah.
kind of shot.
'cause I've seen you throw those shots. Like you
Yeah.
could get there essentially.
Mm-hmm.
It's just hard.
But weather's getting really good here.
It's getting warm. It's,
It's
getting windy.
It's getting warm and windy. The rain's gonna come in and out for the next, I think, week and a half or 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Usually,
Usually this time of year we hit that like really windy, occasional thunderstorms every now and then for 20-minute downpours,
yeah,
and then we get the heat,
yeah,
and that's when everything kind of calms down. I feel like.
yeah. So there are a lot of new leagues. Go check them out. Super Ace is like almost $4,000 right now. So go play the Elevate leagues, because I want to go make $4,000.
Yeah.
And the
Buy
league,
into just the Super Aces.
dude, that's what I did this past week.
What is
I
it?
just wanted to play for a rating. Oh, that didn't go very well. But the leagues are super fun. They are sanctioned, so don't be a menace and throw 2 off the top or like,
Yeah.
just bring a mini. Like, don't be
Play the way you're supposed to.
yeah. And I don't know, it's flex start, so you can go literally at any time.
Yep.
Um,
We got our first tournament coming up here.
mhm.
The 3rd annual mental health awareness tournament presented by Dead Outside Disc Golf. Thank you, Josh. We're all signed up. We're ready to be a menace on this though.
Yeah, we are.
It's not,
Did you actually? I didn't
I'm
see.
in there.
There you are.
I'm in
Hey.
Don't you worry. He emailed me the other day and he's like, I got our captains on a card.
So it's, do you know who we're playing with yet?
Josh.
Oh, we're playing with Josh
Yeah,
again.
yeah,
Let's
we're playing with
go.
Josh again.
Let's go. I'm
He
so
put it
excited.
because it's not sanctioned, so you can just like make cards
Yeah.
kind of thing. So we're playing on a card, and Kiwi was already like, yeah, you guys need an extra filmer for that weekend.
Sick. Awesome.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do. We might have an extra filmer, which will be fun.
Yeah,
So especially during the singles round.
yeah.
Well,
Well, yeah, because we're not going to be on the same card. Because let's be
knows?
real, I'm going to be like 12 strokes ahead of you.
Yeah.
we go
I
into the
know.
singles round
Yeah,
with the
but
same
who
score.
knows? Who knows?
No,
He
we
could
go into the singles round with the same.
I
score.
know that, but what if he's like, no one's playing with each other. You have to play with whole new cards.
I mean, it'd be kind of fun. I hope we're following Mike again, so we can just razz him the whole time.
That was so fun last year. You know what happened last year at this event?
I broke my ankle.
You broke your ankle. I chained out with Lumpy,
Yep.
and
We got a whole bunch. It started my love for Clash.
it started your love for Clash, and now one of the discs is up there
Yeah.
hanging. Wow, that was a year ago. That's crazy. If you guys don't know who Josh from Dead Outside Disc Golf is, our like 3rd or 4th podcast was with him.
Yep.
Go check it out. This is an awesome tournament if you're like looking to start doing tournaments. It's non-sanctioned. You still have to play by the rules of a sanctioned event, but like it's more for fun.
Yeah. And it's this. I feel like this is also fun for like beginners to get into because it is like you're playing dubs and then singles, so you get that feeling of like I can go play with my friend, and then you play like a tournament style
Yeah.
kind of disc golf afterwards. Which more than likely, if because you carry over your double scores to your single round,
Mm-hmm.
you'll probably be on the same card if we went by scores.
Yes.
Because obviously, like, but what are we shooting? We're doing best shot format this year, so it's
Yeah.
not alternating like
It's
last
not
year.
alternating. What did we shoot last year? It was like neg 6 alternating, neg 5.
Did we do that well? That was 2 rounds, right?
That was 2 rounds. Yes.
That was 2 rounds.
So it was like, dude, I
that
bet.
was with a me throwing on a broken ankle and
Yeah.
you figuring out your putt still.
Me figuring out my putt and like stresses of tournaments.
Yeah.
Like that was one of my first tournaments. Dude, I bet we're definitely double digits.
I wouldn't say definitely double digits. It depends upon the redesign too.
That is true.
We haven't been down there, and I think he said this weekend, potentially for the course layout to be up.
Yes.
I saw him answering some questions on somewhere. May have been Instagram.
Disc golf scene. I know there's some Instagram, maybe Facebook too.
Yeah, might have been one of those I saw him post up about like it should be ready this weekend.
Yeah.
It might have just been in our group chat, honestly.
Oh, it was
But-
in the group chat. That's what it was. I
Yeah.
guarantee it was in the group chat because that's where we both saw it.
Yeah, okay. But doing dubs round, no, that's different. But anyway, that'll be a fun tournament to go play at. He is doing players packs this year, which is kind of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Choose one of 3 discs, a detour, watt, or wave, which is awesome.
Yeah.
CTPs on every hole for both rounds. So we're giving out lots of discs, or he's giving out lots of discs, I should say. And just gonna be a fun time, good vibes. That
Yep.
whole thing. It's all about getting out, playing, and working on your mental health.
Totally. I'm super excited for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, go sign up for that. And there is, if you don't have a partner, there are a few people looking for partners
Yeah, because right now there's an odd amount of people signed up. So
Yes, there are people looking for partners, so go sign up. Jacob, are you going?
No. What day is it?
Saturday the 17th.
We should be done by. It sounds like he just wants to.
I think I'm working.
Dang.
Somebody's got to keep the shop running.
Yeah, Overthrow's out this weekend, so I'm pretty much gonna be with them the whole weekend.
Oh, nice. They're
So-
out here.
Yeah. He's
Heck
coming
yeah.
out to do individual lessons.
Sick.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's
That'd be
awesome.
Super sick.
Let us know how that goes. Be interested to
Yeah.
hear, maybe have them on the pod.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay, so I know there was a lot of pros out in Utah before Champions Cup.
Mm-hmm.
We saw the likes of Ryan Mon. We saw Eric Oakley.
I think Isaac was here.
Isaac was here.
Yeah.
He was down in Thunderbird.
Yep.
A few other. I don't.
There was a bunch of people traveling through and stopping and
Yeah.
playing rounds.
The one that caught my eye the most. Paige Pierce was also here.
Yes.
The one that caught my eye the most was Holland Hanley's post on Instagram. You guys can go look at this. She posted about the holy shot, of course. The confetti vultures. She's thrown at hole 4. At the fort. I want to get my hands on those because I like the vulture. And then she's on top of hole 16. And let's read this together. Had a great time visiting Utah, including a trip up to the fort in Ogden. I sincerely hope we see this course back on the Pro Tour. It's such a beautiful and challenging course and in a great location on the way to California.
Just a quick 10.5 hour driving until Champions Cup.
So they go from Kansas City. We skip over Colorado, which
Again, this time of year, though,
it's hard for Colorado to get open.
even here,
Yeah.
it's hard for Utah to be open this time of year because we've played, again, take for granted, it could be snowing right now.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest concern with these areas in the mountains
Yeah.
is we would have to do it later in the year.
Yeah.
But they do jump over
They do jump back over us.
everybody, and then they jump back. Well, they go from California up to Portland,
Yeah.
and then Portland over to Europe this year.
Yeah. So there's no.
There's
second
no
East
like
Coast.
going back across until they come back over here. But they do jump a ways. I think a lot of that too becomes like planning. It'd be nice to have like not even like non-sanctioned, but like how the what you call it, Go Throw Tour was doing. Having those kinds of tournaments in like Colorado and Utah, I think would be great for like pros to stop at, people to see.
Yeah.
Almost like exhibition soccer matches, right?
Sure.
Like on like we got 2 weeks and we're traveling, like
Yeah.
stop somewhere and
Something to keep you warm. You know?
yeah, keep the blood flowing, playing against everybody kind of thing. Like I think that would be super fun to see here, and then like if we can manage to get the tour back to Utah, which we are.
We are.
We are.
We have USWDGC, US Women's coming next summer.
Yep. Which is going to be awesome. And I think that'll really put a spotlight on mountain disc golf, especially in Utah.
Yeah. Especially with how I talked to Chaz over the weekend because he was at Queen of the Hive, and I was like, dude, when you get things going, you let me and Dave know.
Yeah.
We'll come up.
Because I think really that's what highlights disc golf, at least here, is the mountains.
Mm-hmm.
And even the fort. The fort's a great course.
Yeah.
But I would hate to see them like come here and be like, we're playing at T-ville or even
Yeah.
Creekside. It's like it's park style. Like you got to be on those courses that really challenge.
Yeah.
And really that's kind of the options is Brighton, Solitude, and the fort.
Mm-hmm.
I think are the biggest
Biggest
three
three.
that have those like par 4s, par 5s.
And I
Like,
think
a lot of the par 4s are almost impossible to birdie half the time at
Yeah.
the fort.
And I think like what they're doing with river bottoms, they're trying to get it there, so we have a year-round A-tier course to
Yeah.
play. I think it's just hard with river bottoms. There's not a lot of trees, and you can spike highs are a lot of things if you have big arms.
Yeah.
And it's just distance placement. It's not shot shaping.
Right.
For
The higher end of pros.
right. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Excited to see them happy to play here, especially like coming from Holland too. It's like you guys are coming out here next year, so
Yeah.
like get ready.
Yeah.
You know,
For sure.
I think it helped Paige playing in Utah before going out to California.
Yeah, yeah. Before we jump over to Champions Cup, let's talk about President's Cup.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yeah.
We're just gonna run through this real quick. Are we shocked
Do-
that American won?
No.
Okay, cool.
Are we shocked that Team Europe FPO swept?
Mm,
Jacob's over there shaking his head.
No.
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 Kristen
I'm
and
not.
Evelina versus Holland. Was it Holland and Owen?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, Holland.
Yeah, Holland.
Holland and Owen. Not,
Yeah.
not really surprised. I guess a little bit of a surprise. Evelina versus Owen. Like Owen could have won the match play,
Yeah.
but
Well, let's.
do we think that it's fair that it's 4 guys and 2 girls,
No.
or should it be 3 and 3?
I think with how big MPO is,
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay with 4. But I think we need another set of ladies in there.
Yeah,
4 and 2 just doesn't do it justice. I think it needs to be 4 and 3.
because realistically, like you're taking the men's, which, I mean, almost everybody in the top 10 is an American. Outside of, I think Nicholas Simon might barely be in the top 10, but probably not because he's so like fluctuating.
You want to look right now?
Yeah. But they are also based on last year's standings as well.
Yes.
So that's the other thing is like President's Cup's like what, halfway through the season, or at least like towards the beginning middle,
Yeah.
and it's based on like last year's stats, and it's like, cool, we have
Simon is in 11th.
11th. Okay, so just
So
outside.
and yeah,
Nicholas
Nicholas
is
is
fifth.
5.
Yeah.
Isaac,
You had Isaac, Calvin, Ricky, Gannon. Yep.
Gannon, Ricky,
Paul.
yeah, Paul.
Like,
Proctor's in 15. That's on. Actually, I'm not so surprised. Are we surprised to see Eagle in 12th?
he's been consistent this year.
Yeah.
He hasn't been great, but he's been consistent.
I don't
Because
want.
you just see big like flows, especially like we'll
Yeah.
see in the scores this weekend.
Yeah.
But
I don't want to talk world ratings right now.
yeah.
Because my rating's bad. We're gonna bring it up.
Well, did you enjoy watching it? Was it fun? Like,
I thought it was better than nothing.
right.
But can we get an All-Star weekend with it?
Like something else. Like it seems so just like, cool, we did our match play, done.
Uh-huh.
And then getting over to stroke play, and it felt a little more just like it didn't mean a whole lot. Like it felt almost like a practice round
Yeah.
that you were trying to like beat your buddy in. You know what I mean?
I would have liked to seen, like, if we are gonna do it this, I felt like it was short for a President's Cup. Like it wasn't
Yeah. It was 2 days.
2 days. Like, can we make it 3 days? Can we do a doubles, best shot doubles or something,
Yeah.
where you can't take that person shot so many times or whatever?
Yeah, after 3 you have to take the other person's
Yeah.
shots, where they did the guys and girls together. Somebody else did that before in a doubles match, where it was like guy and girl doubles battle.
Yeah.
And it was like every
It might have been
You had to-
President's Cup last year.
yeah, well, because Kristen was playing with Silver during that, I remember, because they would have to take Kristen so many times, and then they're like, okay, Silver, I guess we'll have to take yours now.
Yeah.
Jacob's over there laughing.
Yeah.
But one of the few times you have the FPO player always using their disc.
Yeah. Sick. Should we jump into Champions Cup?
Yeah, we can jump in Champions
Okay.
Cup. I would. Last thing, yeah, like you said, I would just like to see it be like, if we're trying to be like golf, make it mean something. Because
Yeah.
right now it means absolutely nothing to anybody.
Like, yeah, it is President's Cup. let's do President's Cup and All-Star Weekend put together
Yeah.
to make it so much fun.
Yeah.
Right? Like, make it like, hey, we're going to do President's Cup into this awesome All-Star Weekend.
Or it's never on the same course either. It's always on whatever course they're going to that next weekend, essentially.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Why not do it out here at the fort?
yeah. President's Cup at Solitude.
Yeah, you need to learn how to ski before you play.
Hole 18.
That'd be so fun.
Just see everybody ripping thumbers.
Be so fun.
Yeah. Well, on to the fun tournament this weekend, which first major of the year,
Yeah.
big event. Did it feel like a big event? Watching it.
That's a great question.
Because we've seen them play it at Swenson Park before.
I'm gonna say yes, and here's why.
Okay.
Is we had it looked like a hard course. It is a hard track. We know that.
Yeah.
We had spectators there from day one being loud. We
Right.
had epic moments. Right? We had controversy. You know, I feel like
We'll get into that.
Yeah. There's not that doesn't happen all in one weekend on a like normal weekend of pro disc golf, I don't feel like.
Okay.
One of them will happen,
Mm-hmm.
but epic moments, close battle at the end, in MPO and FPO a little bit.
Yeah. I'd say it was pretty close in FPO.
Yeah.
It just, at one point, all four, Silva, Paige, Missy, and Kristen were all tied.
Yeah.
I think on like hole 8 or something like that on
Yeah.
the final round.
Like you didn't know what was gonna happen next, which I feel like on the pro tour, like day 1 you don't know what's gonna happen. Day 2, oh, someone's shooting hot. Day 3, can anyone bring it back?
Yeah.
You know, this was up and down. Yes, I think it was a major. It felt like a major to me.
Okay.
What about you?
I struggle with it because to me, does this feel different than like a Worlds or something like that? It doesn't feel like it's at that level,
Sure.
which if we're now we're having a scale for majors as well versus pro tour tournaments and everything else like that. I would like to see, I think the only reason this does fit it is because they use different pins and different tee pads. That's why I think this fits it. Is because they don't necessarily, we don't really see that a whole lot in the pro tour in general. And for this weekend, having to practice for multiple different pins off of multiple different tee pads makes it a lot more challenging throughout the weekend.
Yeah.
And I think that's what raises the level more so than like the play or anything else.
Sure.
At least to me.
Yeah. No, I would agree with you. I think we've talked about tee pads and pin location changing, and we're both big fans of it. And this event had more of it than I think we've ever seen.
Yeah.
And
And it made it fun to watch because it wasn't the same shot all 4 days. You're watching them throw. It's like, cool, you have to do something different for this. You
Yeah.
need to be in a different landing zone kind of thing to make it here.
totally.
Well, shall we jump into the fun of FPO?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's just run through rounds 1 through 3 real quick.
Oh, you can't run through rounds. We gotta talk about the whole controversy.
Okay. Well, the controversies on the final round.
Yeah.
That's why I said run 1 through 3.
All right.
Okay. So round 1, Silva shooting hot 10 under. Hannah Hune, never heard.
Win.
Thank you. Hannah Wynn, never heard her name before. Shoots.
She won a tournament last year.
Did she?
Yeah.
Wow, I'm so out of it.
Chris Clemens, boo.
Yep.
Oh really? The more you know. Hannah shot a 10.28 rated first round as a 9.51 player. Good on her. Paige Pierce and Kristen and Missy all shooting 5 under. So 5 strokes off the lead.
Yeah. But also, everybody you expect to be towards top is towards top,
Yeah. Evelina shot 3 under in 9th place.
except for one person.
Holland did not have the best round ever.
Ella Hansen at +1 right now. Just wait
Yes.
till you see later.
Cat Merch +3. Those are kind of the bigger names.
Yeah.
Um,
Day 2 though.
Day 2. Holy cow, we had some movement, baby. Holy cow. Okay, Silva shot a 7 under. Pretty good.
Yeah.
Paige, Kristen, and Missy all shot 9 unders.
Yep. Not surprising.
Not
well,
surprising.
kind of surprising to see Paige up there, but
Mm-hmm.
at least the way that she's been playing.
Yep.
But Kristen and Missy make sense.
Hannah shot 3 under, dropping her down to 5th place. Holland shoots 4 under, so she's in tied 11th right now.
Yeah.
Kat and Katrina Allen both shoot 6 under to jump up to tied to 13th.
Yeah, keep scrolling though, bud.
Where'd it go?
Where'd what go? Ella Hansen? Keep scrolling, bud.
Oh no. Oh, we forgot Emily Yale's in this tournament.
That's right.
Emily Yale, first round did not go her way, +12. Round 2, shot a +6. And round 3, shot a 934 +4. Good job, Emily. Proud of you.
Heck yeah.
Um,
Scroll up a bit. Just not that far down. But for somebody that is a thrower's course, you would expect Ella Hansen to be doing all right.
I don't even see her. Am I tripping?
There she is. 1 under
Oh.
that round.
1 under that round.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go to round 3.
Round 3.
Good.
I'm gonna... We'll go from the bottom this time.
Yeah.
Uh,
Because this is the cut day.
This is the cut day.
The shop isn't listed now. Okay, like it buying. Mm-hmm. Or for credit, but. Oh yeah.
Did she make it past the cut? I thought she didn't. Owen down there at +1.
We definitely, like, we could do credit for all of it. Did you want to do the back too?
Can I? Hold on. Am I just blind?
You're scrolling too fast, sir. There you go. +3.
So she made cut.
She made cut, but then shot +4. So she shot +7 for the weekend.
If I wasn't working here right now, I'd be at that.
However, the winning score this weekend on round 3, Missy's 24 under par.
Yeah.
Ben does a good job of
You're
making
25 strokes behind the lead.
sure. Yeah.
Especially for that's pretty
For
bad.
for somebody that is kind of at that top tier of competing, like it's
Yeah.
wild to see.
Let's quick run through of round 3.
Yeah.
Missy Gannon shoots 10 under. You know, big money Missy.
Yep.
She's showing up so far. Kristen shot neg 7. She's 3 off the lead. Paige shot neg 6. 4 off the lead. And Silva had an even round, so she's now 7 behind.
Yep.
We're all in for the running still.
Yeah.
Final day comes around. Dave, talk me through final day party.
Well, we have Missy, Kristen, Paige, and Silva all playing well. Kristen, though, hot start. She's 2 under through a 7. Missy's 3 under. So Missy definitely has a lead. Both Kristen double bogeys 8, throws OB twice or OB once and then misses a putt, I think. She had a rough.
She 3 putted.
Yeah, I think
4
she
putted.
putted into the water,
Ah.
like off the top of the basket into the water. But then she starts going on a hot streak.
Yeah.
Birdies 10, birdies 11, birdies 13, birdies 14, birdies 15. She's now 1 stroke behind Missy Gannon, I believe.
Hold on. Going into 16.
Should be 1 stroke off of Missy.
Sure.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
I believe
I can't do golf math very well.
believe that's where she was, because Missy would be at neg 26, and Kristen would also be at neg 26.
Missy would be at neg 27.
The next hole. So I'm
Oh.
saying in 15.
No, because she finished neg 27.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she'd be at 27. Kristen was at 26. Going into hole 16.
Yeah.
Here's where the controversy starts. Kristen goes up. There's a good drive, middle of the fairway. She then proceeds to throw her forehand upshot, which was a decent forehand, like put her in a good position, and plants behind her disc. And as she's releasing, her foot slips on the wood chips or the dirt and slightly kicks her disc forward while she's throwing. The card, nobody on the card calls a foot fault. But the marshal that's standing there decides that he wants to step in and call a foot fault on that throw. They then question the whole thing behind it. Kristen put out a post saying, you know, hey, another controversy because what happened 3 years ago when she got called out for having her daughter on her bag
Yep.
when she was there the whole tournament up to the, you know, last 6 holes when she was catching up the page.
Yep.
But the big thing is when somebody sits there and says, all right, now I'm stroking you for something that you are not gaining an advantage by,
No.
and it kind of plays a big role in what happens. Whether or not the score mattered, like mentally and physically and
Yeah.
everything else.
It's not egregious. That's not the word. It's not something that like she did on purpose to gain an advantage.
Correct.
She slipped.
Correct.
How many
And-
times have you slipped throwing a disc?
Yeah. The whole foot fault rule, like, I think everybody kind of, there's a reason nobody calls it, right? Is because unless like you're taking a full advantage, like I'm right behind a tree and I'm like, cool, I'm gonna throw from 3 feet left, so I'm not behind that tree.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're taking advantage of a bad lie kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Or you're like going further back than you're like the paper you're allowed.
Yeah.
So you have more of an opening.
Yeah,
Right. You're not right against the tree.
right. I think like a lot of the argument I saw online was people being like, well, if you marked your disc, she would have had 8 inches that she would have been behind her disc technically.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can put a marker to the front of your disc, so you own that space where the disc is
Yeah.
to be able to plant your foot technically. So if you kicked your disc slightly forward, you're still in that space where you would own your disc.
Yeah.
Which, you know, throws another loophole in the rules of things. But how do we? I think the biggest thing is that it wasn't the card that called it, because I don't think there would be as much of an there would be an outcry of people being like, oh, you know, she had to do it in order to beat Kristen because she was catching her, right?
Sure.
Or whatever. But the fact that it was a third party marshal that called it, that hadn't stepped in at all in any part of the tournaments and was only watching lead card and could only call calls on lead card,
Mm-hmm.
like, I think that's where people think it's like, okay, now it's just unfair to like people that played earlier that day that don't have somebody else watching,
Yeah.
you know, everything going on. And it's like, I think they should be there to make calls where the card can't, where it's like, oh, I think you're out of bounds, I think I'm in bounds, cool, call the
Yeah.
marshal over, he'll make the final decision kind of thing.
Yeah.
Not, or like the time where it's like, cool, you guys are taking way too long, the whole thing we saw this weekend with Cupcake as well.
Yeah.
Where it's like, cool, I understand that like I take forever to make my putts or whatever. It's like, have the marshal there to be able to time and be like, cool, you guys are
Move.
taking too long, you need to keep moving,
Mhm.
kind of thing. But to make like these kinds of calls where it's like literally on the next throw Missy foot faulted, did not get called.
Yeah.
Like,
Andrew Marweed had the same thing
yep, kicked his
on
disc.
final round.
Paige had one, I think round 3, where she literally stepped on her disc while she threw, looked down at it and went, okay,
Yeah.
and then just picked it up. It's like nobody's going to call because you're not getting an advantage.
So obviously we feel for Kristen, you know, whether it was the marshal, like
she was a good sport about it.
yeah,
Like,
she shook it off. I mean,
well,
on coverage it looked like she
Yeah.
shook it off pretty well.
yeah, it was a very just like, what the hell, man. And then he's like, well, I'm calling you on it. It's like, well, I got to deal with it. Like, I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But it definitely gets in your head when somebody's like, no, you're doing something. I mean, it got in her head with the whole jump putting thing.
Yeah.
When people were like, it's technically a foot fault because you're not like letting go of the disc. So she completely changed her putt so that she wouldn't get called on it, kind of thing. Like, you can tell it definitely plays a mental factor in somebody's game.
So, how do we fix this foot fault rule? Do we enforce it,
Get rid of it.
get rid of it, or do we? Here's my opinion on it. anything outside the circle, we give a bigger radius for the foot to be in.
Yeah.
Like right now, we have a little. We have my laptop. That's
Well, that might be even big. Yeah.
that's how much I have to play on it. Hold on, let me take my shoe off.
That might. I don't think take your shoe off. We get the gist of it.
Okay,
It's a piece
right?
of paper.
Yeah, you have a piece of
Yeah.
paper.
Yeah.
So anything outside circle 2, can I get 4 pieces of paper? Maybe not back, but can I get?
I think we need to
Instead of-
stop. We need to stop saying that like stepping on your disc is a fault. Because like realistically, like you're slipping.
Yeah.
If I'm planting on that thing, I'm sliding. I am not getting a good throw off.
Yeah.
It's on my disc almost exclusively.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to fix the habit.
Yeah. And it's like cool if I want to be behind it or whatever.
It's my
Like
position, so I just step on it like a plate.
yeah.
Disc, so it's mine. I can step on it.
Well, and technically you own again if you can mark it with a mini in front of your disc, you own that space where your disc is to be able to plant your foot.
Yeah.
So it's like the argument is if I put a mini down, you probably would have thrown from closer to your mini anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But you're not you're not gaining an advantage, and I think that has to be a part of the rule.
Yeah.
Is hey, you're outside of this range and you're gaining a distinct advantage by it. Which I guess puts a little bit of ambiguity into it, but we'll see.
Can we do something real
I
quick?
think
This is about what you get for where your foot can be behind a mini.
Yeah.
About.
yeah, about.
Hold that. Right there. Hold that right there. If I mark my mini at, let's say, right where my pinky is, would you be okay with my foot being anywhere inside those 4 discs?
Yeah, I would not call that. Like outside of like I'm behind a tree. Okay, let me scoot forward 8 inches so I can get a better shot.
Yeah.
Like
Right?
again,
but
that's
like,
the advantage part of it, right?
do we need to... I think it's stupid that we're having an argument with the PDJ and a marshal about it when obviously none of the players care.
Right. Like if the rules of the game say that like we call each other on everything and that's how the game's played because we can't have a referee essentially on every card, so we have to self-referee. You don't step in unless we have an issue. Is
Yeah.
kind of what I feel like.
And that's what I believe that's what happens at the PGA.
Right.
The marshal, I think there's only like 4 marshals for the whole tournament.
Right.
And they're just pretty much sitting at, random tee boxes.
Right. It's like,
Right.
hey, if there's an issue on 1 through 5, I'm over here. If there's an
Yes.
issue on 5 through 10, I go over there.
You know,
Or
and
whatever.
then like that's hey Marshall, we
have
ball.
we're in a lie. What do you do with this? Am I outside? Am I in hazard? Am I
Sure.
in,
yeah, all that stuff.
yeah. It's like we need a ruling call because we can't come to a decision on it.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that's where you need the marshals, not they shouldn't be stepping in and making calls.
100% agree.
That being said, Missy played great.
She did. Big money Missy for a reason.
Yep.
Missy did play great. She would take it down at 27 under for the whole weekend.
Yep.
Um,
I do feel like the scores don't justify how that ended either
No.
because Kristen was still like right there.
yeah,
Like she ran 2 putts that she probably didn't
need to.
had she not been stroked on that and had either been tied or like one behind, didn't need to run it, and then with Missy bogeying on the last hole, could have easily like
Could have gone either way.
because she could have laid up for a birdie putt on
And like
18.
Paige had an eagle on 10.
Did you see that throw in?
Yeah, insane throw in.
Yeah.
Without the 2 bogeys,
Is-
she's literally right there in the mix.
Is Paige
Right.
back or was this just a one-off?
I don't want to say she's back. I don't think it's a one-off. I think we're going to see more of Paige. I don't think it's going to be what we used to be, and I don't think we're going to see her at the bottom like we see now. I think she's going to
She's
come
gonna
up
find
and down.
find a little Simon consistency
Yeah.
where it's like, all right, cool. I'm not going to try to throw these big lines or
Yeah.
anything.
I would agree.
Nice.
Okay, let's talk MPO.
Round 1.
Can I? So, I looked into something. Okay.
Yep.
Where did his name go? Hold on. I'm not gonna say it yet. Okay. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
So round 1, we start off hot with Paul Macbeth 14 under.
Course record.
Course record. If I'm Paul Macbeth, I have the lead on over Andrew Miranda, sorry, by 3 strokes.
Yep.
I'd say Jesse Neiman by 4 strokes, Hambone by 5. How comfortable am I feeling?
I mean, it's a 4-round tournament. I'm feeling good, but I'm not feeling comfortable.
Well, I'm just gonna jump to the chase. The dude gained 1 more stroke over the next 3 days.
Yep.
He finished at 15 under.
Yep.
You shoot course record, and then you the next 3 days you take 1 stroke.
Well, look at round. Go to round 2. And
Shot 2 under.
Right, but through 10 holes on round 2, he was 20 under.
Yeah. And what was the final score? 26. Yeah.
26 won it. So through 28 holes of disc golf, the man was 20 under. And
Dude,
the winning score for the weekend was 26
Dude,
for 4
if you look at
rounds.
his hold on, if you look at his where'd he go?
Right there, top.
Right here.
Yeah.
If you look at he didn't have a bogey on the front 10 holes all week. It was the back 9 that ate him up.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. Wait, let me just. Well, look at this. Paul Macbeth, 14 under. Okay.
He did start out with the bogey.
Okay, he bogeyed hole 1 on the first day and then shot a course record.
Yep.
His next bogey would be a double on the 12th on round 2. His next bogey would be a single on the 12th, round 3.
It's almost more fun to look at him.
And then his next bogey would be
Take
a
one.
double on the 11th.
Yeah.
So back 9 just ate him up.
Yep. Front 9, he played great.
Yeah,
If he only had to play front 9 holes for 3
he would
rounds,
have won.
he would have crushed.
Oh my god.
And aren't I trying
That being
Um,
said,
just down?
Paul's still Paul.
Yeah.
He's still playing great. He's reminding me of,
16, 17?
not necessarily. Like, I think the competition, this just shows that he hasn't lost it. Like, he's not worse.
Sure.
Just competition's so much better than it was when he was dominating.
Sure.
Outside of, like Ricky was still at the level, right? Ricky's still playing amazing.
Yeah,
But you just have more people at that level,
totally.
which makes it a lot harder to be
You have
consistent.
A.B. Gannon, like,
Isaac.
we look at the top 10, Ezra Robinson even,
Yep.
right? And we see people,
Just
you know,
run through.
Calvin's up there, Ezra Aderhall's up there,
Calvin.
Prez is up there.
Calvin shot a 12 down final round.
Yeah, with an eagle.
So we have another major win for Isaac Robinson.
4-time.
4-time major.
4-time major. Two of
Two-time
each.
two-time world.
2 of each.
Great showing from the man. I think this course does kind of fit his play style in a weird way. It's very much a shot shaper, couple rollers,
Placement.
placements. Like, if his putt's on, dominating.
I saw something today, and I kind of wish I sent it to you. But it said, before any other tournament that I watch Isaac Robinson play, I can't believe he won Worlds. Then, when I see Isaac play in Worlds, I ask myself, how is this guy not winning every single week? It was a tweet or something
Yeah.
that like got reposted on Instagram. I was like, and Isaac commented, same. Like, yeah, dude, he hasn't had a very great start to the season. Like, we've seen
No.
him in the top 10 a few times,
Yeah.
right? But he had a rough start. I
Yeah.
think I don't think he missed cash, but he was down low for the first few tournaments.
Yeah. He just kind of finds a rhythm.
Yeah.
AB, second plit, finishing in second, finding a rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
Andrew Morant,
Marweed that time.
Marweed that time. Marweed kind of surprises me. He pops up every now and then,
Yes.
but never.
He's a once or twice a season guy.
Yeah. Great putter, which this course helps being a great putter because half of them have hazard of water behind it.
Yes.
So you lose a lot of strokes by putting on this course. Gannon at top, but Calvin that last round shooting 12 down.
Yeah. Calvin had a great final round.
He was
If
close.
he-
If you watched coverage when he finished, when he was in the clubhouse, I want to say
He was top
he was
3.
like, yeah,
He was top 3.
he was winning at one point when he had finished. He was in first place.
Yeah. Same with Ezra Aderhold and him. were both in the top 3 at one point.
Yeah.
Before, obviously
Obviously, there was still
Yeah.
9 holes to be
but
played by.
Calvin, if he would have cleaned up round 1,
Round 2.
round 2 especially, round 3, I think he played fine. He had an eagle, few missed putts.
5 under. I mean, over 4 rounds, 26. You need to shoot what 6 under, 6 under with 2 under 2 days, or 7 under 2
Yeah,
days.
6.5.
Yeah, like you can't really come back from an even round.
No.
Like if that even round was 3 or 4 under, he's right there.
Yeah. Can we talk about someone real quick?
Sure.
We've seen him win this year,
Mhm.
and I think he's been in the top 10 every tournament. Maybe missed out 1 or 2. Adam Hammes is having a year.
He's always starts out well though. He started out well last year too. He was like, because the last tournament it was him and the one that he won was him
and Simon.
no, not Simon.
Oh,
Kyle Klein.
yeah.
And Kyle won it last year. This year Adam won it. Take for granted. OB stroke question mark.
Yeah.
Asterisks on it.
Yeah.
That's one instance where a Marshall would have been nice to have.
Yes.
But he kind of always starts out the season pretty hot, and I think the courses early on play to his style a little bit better because he's very forehand dominant.
Yeah.
I think he doesn't have a great backhand, but a lot of these holes played very well to like a forehand.
Yeah, especially
Player.
a low forehand player.
Yeah,
Like keeping it
which
low to the ground.
he's so good at just keeping that disc kind of like in that style. So I think that's what really like plays to his style and helps. I think he'll play really well in Europe too. I think those courses also play well to his.
Yeah.
We just haven't seen a whole lot of wooded tracks or, we've been in the wind a
your
little
line.
bit, but
Yeah, you gotta hit your line. You gotta
placements, like
with shot shape.
yeah. So I think when we start to see more of that, we might. That's when we'll really see where Hambone is. But he's having a great year.
He's having a great year. Last thing I want to mention real quick before we wrap up is our very own Scott Belichick will be playing in the 2025 Tim
Selinsky.
United States Major Championships, Masters Championships presented by Innova. Are they doing coverage on this? Do you know?
I have no idea.
No
If
idea.
they did, it would probably be like Terry Miller or somebody like that.
Yeah.
Like,
Central Coast.
yeah.
But go send Scott hey, good luck.
Elevate
Go crush
Utah.
it. Yeah, Elevate Utah. Tell him to elevate. He might be playing with Nate Sexton, I heard.
Nice.
Rumors. We'll see.
That'd be awesome.
It'd be sick. So
We got some new stuff in the shop. You wanna?
yeah, we have some new stuff. Sweep from Latitude. It is
Grand Royal.
Sidewinder numbers. We'll
Honestly,
see how it
it's,
feels.
you know what it actually is.
Hit me.
I'll tell you what it is.
Tell me, Davers. Tell me what you need.
Where are they? It's Gladiator St. Pro.
The Gladiator St. Pro. Hey,
So
would you look at that? Dave's favorite
little bit
disc.
faster. I'm kind of hoping it is that like flip up straight
Yeah,
kind of fade. I mean, it feels great. I love Latitude's plastic.
we
Which
do.
also a little
That's-
pelican stamp on that St. Pro.
I might need to get one of those. The
I
DGA.
need a new one because somebody lost my St. Pro.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later on. DGA Tour Series in. It is the same plastic that Discrafted theirs in. They have Squall, Avalanche, Rogue, Hurricane, Pipeline. I love pipelines. Quakes and Sails. Sail.
How do you feel about the design on these? Do you like the like little 5-year-old drawing artwork kind of on these? No. you don't love the. Well, you can't
I
even
think it's
see
a
that.
fun idea. It's a fun idea.
Like it looks like somebody just kind of like did a little artwork on the side project when you were doodling in school.
I don't love them. I think they'll fly great because I love this plastic because Discraft does
Yeah.
make this plastic.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to go through these later on this week. The
Luna, Buzz.
Discraft Tour Series stuff. So come check this stuff out. If you guys want to be patient, we will be filming videos with the sweep and the DGA stuff going on Another Round channel, hopefully in the next week or so.
Yep.
The Tour Series for Discraft might be probably 2 weeks out.
I don't think that's necessarily released yet. I think those are still pre-order, right?
No, the Tour Series stuff is released.
Okay.
The only thing that isn't released is that sweep. Everything else is released, so you guys can come get all your swag right now. But if you want to wait and see how they fly, be patient. We'll be filming some videos here in the next few days and hopefully getting them edited and up to you guys as soon as possible. So,
Yeah.
that's what I got. Anything
What
else?
else? What else is coming out? There's a whole lot of discs that are coming out now.
It's that time of year. Obviously, we have the Calvin Destroyers.
Destroyers.
More buzzsaws are here.
A lot of buzzsaws. If you need a buzzsaw,
Yeah.
There's a ton.
Garrett Girthy Wraiths are back. I actually really like this year's Garrett Girthy Wraith. I think it's a perfect stability of, like, for me at least, the straight to stable.
Yeah.
Like, not dumpy stable.
got a lot of great discs in here. Right
A lot of
now.
great hits. U section is also popping right now. Like, just looking at it, I
Ian's favorite Beaver Ranch.
might have to buy it, dude.
It's not even marked,
It's a Sidewinder.
is it?
Yeah.
It's an unmarked Sidewinder.
Yeah.
$10.
I might have to, because I throw Sidewinders.
Yeah. Oh, I got an idea I want to do with Ben later.
So, come get your disc, come get your swag. Party shirts are also here.
Yes.
Um,
They look great.
They look amazing. So, come get your swag. Thank you guys so much for watching. And we'll catch you on the next pod. And, yeah, because I'm not going to finish that video before the next pod comes out. So,
No.
no, I know.
There's so much.
So much stuff. All right, thank you guys. We'll see you later. Thank you.
See ya.